he has an arm instead. And I think that's his. Did I say his floor? That's his floor, not ceiling. His ceiling, I think, is Russell Wilson. Remember when Wilson used to scramble? I think he could be a lot like that. Athletic, small, but good thrower of the football. Wilson is one of the more accurate throwers of the football I've seen. But here's my comp coming out of the draft. A more athletic Prescott. He scrambles better than Prescott. He has a better arm than Prescott. And he is a better pocket passer than him. So he is a more athletic version of Prescott. I think their accuracy is about the same, I think. My comp right now is a more athletic Prescott. His ceiling is Russell Wilson, and his floor is RG3. Alright, so, what's a final topic? 16 minutes? Okay, it's not going to be as bad as I thought. Because it's just been a while talking about this. Alright. So, this list is a tad biased. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, number 7 is KD on the Thunder. I missed Thunder KD. I enjoyed watching him and Westbrook team up. I liked the competition before KD kind of made it. I know. I've said this before because I'm in a bad position here because I'm a LeBron fan and I've made it clear that I am. And I'm criticizing KD for kind of making super teams. It's not, and honestly, LeBron didn't come up with the super team thing either. It was the Celtics who came up with it when they signed Pierce and what's his name, Allen, Rondo. They had all those guys, But KD made the Warriors so good that it became a trend to be a super team. So, but it was so fun to watch the Thunder with KD and Westbrook and Ibaka. And, they were a young team rising. They lost to the Heat in 5. They lost to the Warriors in 7, But they were definitely going somewhere. KD, I get where he's coming from. I think he just thought, okay, we were literally up 3-1 on them and they still beat us. So we got to do something about this team. Why don't I just beat them? Or why don't I just join them? That's the only way I'm going to run a ring. So number 7 is KD on the Thunder. Number 6 is not a person. It is a team, actually. I'm kind of going to break the rules here. The Lob City Clippers. I loved watching Blake Griffin and Chris Paul. It was so fun to watch. DeAndre Jordan was there too. It was just a great team that could never get past the second round. That's part of what made it so entertaining. You would look at them every year and be like, wow, they look really, really good. And then the second round would be like, yeah, we're out. I just think those were the best years of Chris Paul's career. He not only did he take on, there were some games where he didn't only take on the passing load, but also the scoring load. And he still averaged, I think one season, I think it was 1987 with the Lakers, I saw 30 for 30 on this. Magic had to take on the scoring load, and he averaged 25 while also leading the league in assists. That's what it's like for these guys. The guys that are natural passers, it doesn't matter if you tell them to score first, they're still going to lead the league in assists. And that's what Chris Paul did. So I guess you could say I miss Prime CP3, but I really miss the Lob City Lakers as a team. They were really fun to watch. Number 5, I'm going to get hate for putting this so low. It's Prime D Rose. Everyone misses Prime D Rose. I do as well. But there are somehow 4 things that I even miss more than Prime D Rose. But Prime D Rose. Holy crap, he was on a good path. Youngest MVP ever. He was just so good. And the Cavs had to run into him in the playoffs a couple of years, and although he was a pain, I did respect him a lot, and I did love I loved watching him. But Prime D Rose. I can't believe I'm really sad that he tore his MCL, but there are 4 players that I miss more than him somehow, and I'm definitely gonna get hate for it, but it's fine. Number 4 is the 2016 Panthers. They were just so fun to watch, I think, for me. At least. They were 15-1. They lost the Super Bowl. And I think them losing when it matters is what makes it more entertaining. Just because it adds shock to it and, I don't know. And I just like it. I just thought they were going to watch as a team. Prime Cam Newton, It also had it's also for me, what was more fun to watch. For me. It's not what I think the majority believes, sometimes the lists I do, and, it's not based on how I feel, really. Normally I feel like the lists I make are what majority thinks, but, this is, I'm sorry, I worded that poorly, but, some of my lists are less, opinion reliant. I don't know. I mean, they're my opinion, but there's certain things on those lists that you can debate with. I put Magic over Kobe, you can debate that. I put Kareem over Magic, you can debate that. But really you can't debate with me on this, because this is, for me, who's more fun to watch, and I used to be obsessed with quarterbacks running because of Cam, so that kind of had a bigger influence. That's why I have him ahead of D Rose. Number 3 was Prime Todd Gurley. Oh my gosh, he was so good. Prime Todd Gurley, and then he blew his knee out, basically. What was it, arthritis in his knee? I mean, that was just disappointing, and to possibly one of the best careers for us to ever witness. And he wasn't, what made him so good was he wasn't only a lot like Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara. He was able to catch it too and run. And he was an MVP candidate that one year they made the Super Bowl. It was Gurley in the it was Gurley. It was really mostly Gurley. And Jared Goff did a great job that year too. But Gurley was kind of the show until the playoffs started, and he got that knee problem. But watching Primetime Gurley was definitely a treat. At least I saw him for a couple years. That was fun to watch. Number 2 for me, Isaiah Thomas on the Celtics. Oh my gosh, what happened? He lost his hip. That's what happened. But gosh, 29 points a game. I don't think you can dispute with me on that. This is not even a debate. I mean, IT4 and the Celtics. Now, number 1, you're gonna want to. I'm definitely biased. When it comes to my number 1 pick, I'm definitely biased. But I think this is a list where I'm allowed to be biased, because it's for me, who is more fun to watch. It's tough to explain, I know. But, IT4 on the Celtics, great to watch. And obviously my Cavs, ran into him a couple times. And, I should probably stop referring to them as my Cavs, because they're not my Cavs. I normally insult people for saying that. They're not your team, they're a team. He ran into the Cavs a couple times, and I got to watch him play. He was so good, and as a small guy myself, he meant even more to me as a small guy myself. So, he's one guy I miss, definitely. And number one, like I said, I allowed myself to be biased here, is Kyrie Irving. By the way, this podcast actually lasted 25 minutes. I'm so glad I did that. Number one is Kyrie on the Cavs. I miss it a lot. And I think a lot of people can say that they miss it too. Kyrie on the Cavs, really fun to watch. Kyrie and LeBron were a great duo. They made it to 3 straight finals together. I was very disappointed when he decided to request a trade away from the Cavs just to be a star. And then it annoyed me even more when he failed to be the leader of a team. Because couldn't stay with LeBron and made the finals and maybe even win. But that's what happens. So, just a quick review. 7 KD on the Thunder, 6 Lob City Clippers, 5 Prime Derrick Rose, 4 2016 Cam, 3 Prime Todd Gurley, 2 Isaiah Thomas on the Celtics, and 1 is Kyrie on the Cavs. Alright, a 26-minute podcast, better than I thought. Alright, good stuff today. I'm gonna be off next Friday, but I will be back on Monday to discuss the entire draft, which is perfect. Because like I said before, the draft is more than one round, so get to react to all of them. So good stuff today. Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, or iHeartRadio. This is Dylan on Daily Dose of Dylan. Have a great day.